Week 2 college football picks, and I got quite a few for you. OffshoreInsiders.com from Joe Duffy's picks. Let's get straight to them. By the way, you do have a loaded card already up for this college football weekend at OffshoreInsiders.com with Joe Duffy's picks. We'll get to those details in a moment. Texas plus the 20 against Alabama is going to be my first winner. Texas is, of course, off a 52-10 rout of Louisiana Monroe, and it does fit into a home momentum angle that is 544 and 405. Now you're probably saying, wait a minute, Alabama, they're off of quite an impressive effort themselves. Are they not also in momentum? Well, no, this angle only applies to home teams, and yes, it very much holds up if the road team is also off of a big, impressive victory. And you may also ask, you should ask, well, okay, Texas, they destroyed Louisiana Monroe. In fact, the winning percentage is even a little bit better if they destroy a team they were expected to blow out. Betting on home underdogs of 20 or more versus a team off of a 52-point or more win is 30 and 21 all time. Now, that's not statistically significant. It's obviously quite rare, but I did want to look up and make sure that it was not canceled out if the road team is off of a blowout victory themselves. Now, it's early, but both of our contrarian indexes, one which is from a worldwide sports book, the other has to do with a Super Square Outlaw money, very strong and corroborated. Looks like the money, or the bets are on Alabama, and we are fading the public here, and it's always a good thing to fade the public, believe me. So again, your free pick is to go with Texas. Now, I got another free pick for you. Maryland minus the 27 against Charlotte, and quite a few good systems here. If you fade poor first half teams that are playing at home and they're off of a high-scoring game, it is 585 and 415. Now again, you're going to say, hold it, we're only in week 2. How can you determine if a team is a poor first half team? It very much does apply in week 2 at 58% because this is about some overreaction and underreaction, and there's a lot of that very much early in the season. So yes, I always double check these angles do hold up even after just one game of data. Now, Charlotte was outscored 26-7 in the first half, and they lost 43-13. That's why this does apply. Also, big favorites in a game that's supposed to be high scoring, 184-137, and that's for 57.3%. This is one of those where it's kind of intuitive. By the way, the total is 65. So again, the points, when it's supposed to be a high-scoring game, all of a sudden 27 points doesn't loom quite as large. Admittedly, most of our angles would fit under counterintuitive, but this one definitely does make sense. Points, again, are more valuable when the odds makers tell you it's going to be a low-scoring game. Well, the odds makers tell you they're going to be a lot of points here, so all of a sudden 27 points doesn't loom quite as large. Big away favorites off a win as a favorite versus an opponent that is off of a loss is 240, 185, and 5. By the way, at the risk of stating the obvious, yes, all these are against the spread, these angles. And I keep telling you, while the NFL is about regression to the mean, college sports, football and basketball, both of those are momentum sports. So that's why these angles do apply here. I got some more free picks coming up for you, but as I said, again, these are not even my biggest picks this weekend. I got a whole lot more. My strongest plays are at OffshoreInsiders.com, and they're already up for the weekend. Joe Duffy's picks. I got another free winner for you, Ohio State and Arkansas State, to go over the 68.5. We got a math angle that is 887 and 646. Now, I don't want to tell you everything that's involved because, I want to give all away my stuff. I know a lot of handicappers out here watch my videos, and they've got some good software themselves. In some cases, the same software I'm using. In my case, I'm using several different brands of software, but I don't want to give the exact angles, but believe me, it's a math angle that applies in every single sport, applies to both the over and the under, and it holds up in every single sport. A very basic philosophy, to be honest with you. If a total is at least One of the teams is substantially higher than the previous week. We use the odds makers' knowledge against them, and it goes over 199 and 144. Again, that's part of our success. When the odds makers are making a statement, we listen to them. It's 10 points higher than the Buckeyes game was last week, and that game went well under with just a total of 31 points scored, but yet this week's total is 68.5. I was told when I got into the business, the line is telling you something. I didn't know really what they meant when some of the old timers said that to me, but now I do know. This is a great example. The line is telling you something. Listen to what they are telling you. Overachieving defenses are also a solid over play. Now, how do we determine what overachieving defenses are? Well, now here is where the offenses and defenses will each regress to the mean based on delta points allowed, which is how many points they allowed relative to the average team total for the year. Now, in this case, again, it still holds up if there's only one game, but if a team was expected to score, say they played 3 games and their team total by the odds makers was an average of 13.5, but then they scored 20 points, so that would be delta points plus 6.5. It's somewhat complex. Well, I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't complex. It's a little easier to understand once you do get it. But anyway, that's what delta points are. And an overachieving defense is a solid play if they hold a team to less than the odds makers expected them to, essentially. So again, that is another winner, Ohio State and Arkansas State, to go over the total. I got Iowa State plus the 3.5 against Iowa. Again, college football is a great momentum sport. I keep telling you that. Away underdogs versus a team off of a horrible offensive game, 283, 177, and 16. Iowa scored just 7 points last week. And by the way, more than half of that on safeties. Yes, more than half the points they scored were on safeties, which I don't know how often that happens. Maybe when a team wins 2-0, but yeah, they actually had 2 safeties and they scored a total of 7 points. Well, again, you want to visit offshoreinsiders.com because, boo-boo, do I have some great stuff for you next this weekend, but I do want to give you a free pick first. Middle Tennessee State plus the 7.5 against Colorado State. Well, I'm going to say it again. Another example where college football, a great momentum sport. Away underdogs versus a team off a horrible offensive game is 283, 177, and 16 as CSU is blown out 51-7, and that's why we are fading them because, again, as I said, it is truly a momentum sport. Well, this weekend, look, I was 4-1 in college football last weekend, 2 sides, plus a total on Friday, then Saturday. It's 4 wise guy plays and 8 majors. Now, sometimes some people say, look, you got too many plays. All right, well, then just play my wise guys. If you don't want to go 12-0, then just play my wise guy plays. This includes the CBS Total of the Year, ACC Network Non-Conference Total of the Year, ESPN Non-Conference Total of the Year, all that and more at offshoreinsiders.com. Joe Duffy's picks, nobody is better. Do you want free information like this? I'll be happy to give you free picks that are going to be better than the premium picks you're going to get elsewhere. I've been in this business since 1988, to be honest with you. I know what the hell I'm talking about. Please help us out. Please like or give us the hearts or share, comment, embed, retweet, whatever you can do, and always visit offshoreinsiders.com for the best vetted sports books and the best sports handicapping selections. offshoreinsiders.com.